What if the strangest object we've ever encountered in space isn't just a comet or asteroid? What if it's something far more extraordinary? A message, a probe, or even alien technology making its way through our solar system? 3. Atlas is speeding toward the sun, and scientists are racing against time to unravel its mysterious secrets. Could this be the first undeniable proof that we're not alone in the universe? The first interstellar object, Oumuamua, back in 2017, was a cigar-shaped mystery that baffled scientists. The second, 2I Borisov, was a comet from another star system, but not nearly as puzzling. But now, 3I Atlas is showing us something far more bizarre. It might just be the most alien thing we've ever encountered. 3I Atlas is moving at an incredible speed, hurtling through space, faster than anything we've ever tracked before. It's not just passing by our solar system, it's on a hyperbolic trajectory, meaning it's moving too fast to be captured by the sun's gravity. This makes it an interstellar traveler coming from beyond our solar system. It's already crossed the orbit of Jupiter and Mars and will soon reach the sun with its closest approach on October 29, 2025. Before we move on, don't forget to subscribe and like this video so you never miss an update on the mysteries of space. As astronomers continued to monitor 3I Atlas, another strange discovery was made. The coma surrounding the object is not just composed of carbon dioxide, but also contains an unusual amount of nickel. That's right, nickel. But here's the kicker: there's no iron. Iron and nickel are typically found together in space because they're formed in the cores of dying stars and released into space by supernova explosions. They're naturally paired in cosmic objects like asteroids and moons. But the fact that 3I Atlas contains nickel without iron has left scientists puzzled. This is another key mystery. How did nickel find its way into 3I Atlas without any iron? Some suggest that nickel was separated from iron intentionally, perhaps through industrial processes. But why would this happen naturally in space? Could it be that we're dealing with something more than just a comet or asteroid? The weirdness doesn't stop there. There have been some bold theories emerging, suggesting that 3I Atlas might not be a natural object at all. Could this alien object be an artificial spacecraft, or even a probe sent to study us? Some scientists have proposed that the object could be a giant spaceship, venting CO2 as part of some propulsion system. Imagine a spacecraft using sublimation, just like 3I Atlas is actively adjusting its course. It's not just a random object traveling through space. It could be directed, as if it's being guided. Some even speculate that it could be alive, releasing gas as a byproduct of biological processes like breathing. As we observe 3I Atlas, we can't rule out the possibility that this is an object created by an advanced civilization. Some even suggest that the object could be carrying biological material or nanotechnology, microscopic devices designed for space exploration. Could the strange behavior and unique composition be evidence that 3I Atlas is a message, not just a rock? Time is running out. 3I Atlas is rapidly approaching the sun, and astronomers have a limited window to study it. As we get closer to October 29, 2025, its closest approach to the sun, the excitement among scientists grows. They have one last chance to gather as much data as possible before the object vanishes behind the sun, making it impossible to observe for months. After this date, 3I Atlas will be hidden behind the sun, and we won't be able to track it again until December 2025. But there's still hope. As it moves further out of the solar system, it will pass near Mars in early October, and that's when the next crucial observations will take place. The European Space Agency, ESA, is preparing its Mars Express and ExoMars Trace Gas Orbiter to get a closer look at 3I Atlas as it flies by Mars. These orbiters will use high-resolution cameras to observe the object in detail, offering the best chance to capture images and data before it becomes invisible. These cameras might not capture a beautiful close-up, but they will be able to distinguish between the cloud of gas surrounding the object and whatever solid mass is at its core. This is crucial. It could reveal important details about the true nature of 3I Atlas, whether it's a comet, an asteroid, or something far more alien. But the story doesn't end there. After passing Mars, 3I Atlas will continue on its path and fly past Jupiter in March 2026. The Juno spacecraft, which has been studying Jupiter since 2016, could potentially be used to track the object as it exits our solar system. This could be humanity's last chance to observe 3I Atlas up close. If Juno does attempt to track the object, it will be a monumental task. Juno is nearing the end of its mission, and its scientific goals are almost complete. However, a final mission to intercept 3I Atlas might be an option as its journey out of the solar system progresses. The question that everyone is asking: where did 3I Atlas come from? It's the third known interstellar object to ever be detected entering our solar system, but its origins remain shrouded in mystery. Unlike any comet or asteroid from our own solar system, 3I Atlas is an interstellar traveler. It has crossed the vast expanse of space to reach us from another star system. To put it into perspective, the first interstellar object, Oumuamua, was first observed in 2017. It was cigar-shaped and baffled scientists, as it didn't behave like any comet or asteroid we had seen before. Some speculated that Oumuamua could be a probe sent deliberately by an alien civilization based on its bizarre behavior and speed. However, its shape and strange movements raised more questions than answers, and many of these theories were dismissed. Then came 2I Borisov, a much more typical comet that entered our solar system in 2019. While it was interesting to know it came from another star system, its behavior and appearance were quite conventional. Unlike Oumuamua, Borisov followed the normal pattern of a comet, releasing gas and dust as it passed through the inner solar system. While still extraordinary in its origin, Borisov wasn't as puzzling. Now, with 3I Atlas, we're faced with something that defies explanation once again. Unlike both Oumuamua and Borisov, 3I Atlas shows signs of deliberate course corrections and abnormal sublimation patterns, suggesting that it might not be just a random object from another star system. Could it be the first real proof of extraterrestrial technology, or is it just another strange object from deep space? When scientists first observed the 3I Atlas, they saw something unusual. As it traveled from beyond Jupiter towards the Sun, it began to brighten unexpectedly. But it didn't just brighten because it was getting closer to the Sun. Sublimation had already begun well before it reached the inner solar system. In typical comets, sublimation happens when the comet gets closer to the Sun, and the heat causes ice to turn into gas, creating a glowing coma. But 3I Atlas was already beginning to do this while it was still far from the Sun, indicating that its internal structure could be drastically different from any comet we've seen before. Instead of water ice, it seems that carbon dioxide is playing a major role in its sublimation process. Now, why is this so unusual? Well, carbon dioxide sublimates at a much lower temperature than water, which would mean that 3I Atlas has been exposed to extreme conditions, possibly in a much hotter star system than our own. If carbon dioxide is the primary source of the coma's gas, it raises many questions about the object's formation and the environment in which it originated. The behavior of 3I Atlas is becoming increasingly difficult to explain through natural processes alone. As the object continues its journey through the solar system, it begins to resemble something far more sophisticated than a mere rock or comet. Its high-speed travel, carbon dioxide-rich coma, and unnatural tail direction could suggest that it's not just another random space rock. It could very well be a spacecraft. Scientists have raised the possibility that 3I Atlas might be directed or even propelled by some kind of advanced technology. The gas pulses emitted from the object's tail seem too precise, almost as if they're engineered, like thrusters used for course correction. Is it possible that 3I Atlas is an alien probe deliberately adjusting its path as it heads through our solar system? Some have even suggested that the object could be alive, possibly a biological entity consuming space dust and gas as it moves through the cosmos. This idea, while speculative, is supported by the highly unusual composition of 3I Atlas, a combination of nickel and carbon dioxide that doesn't fit into the typical understanding of celestial bodies. As 3I Atlas speeds through the solar system, the urgency of the situation grows. With each passing day, we are getting closer to the object's closest approach to the Sun, and soon it will pass behind the Sun, disappearing from our view for several months. This is a crucial time for astronomers to gather as much data as possible before it's too late. Scientists around the world are pointing their most advanced telescopes at 3I Atlas, trying to capture every possible piece of information. The Hubble Space Telescope, James Webb, and TESS are all engaged in this critical mission, hoping to reveal the true nature of the object. The European Space Agency's Mars Express and ExoMars Trace Gas Orbiter will also take a closer look as 3I Atlas passes near Mars in early October. If any of these observations reveal unusual activity or further evidence of an artificial origin, it could change the way we understand the universe. With the data we've gathered so far, we can begin to piece together more about 3I Atlas. One of the most surprising findings is the composition of the coma that surrounds the object. As mentioned earlier, this coma is primarily composed of carbon dioxide with only trace amounts of water. This composition tells us a lot about where 3I Atlas could have originated. On Earth, carbon dioxide is most often associated with biological processes, and here, in the vacuum of space, it could imply a completely different environment. The fact that 3I Atlas is releasing CO2 so early in its journey suggests that it comes from a star system with conditions vastly different from our own. The CO2 cloud around 3I Atlas is so large that it has a radius of about 300,000 kilometers, nearly half the size of the Sun itself. This is much larger than what we would expect from a typical comet. In fact, it's raising suspicions that the core of the object might also be much larger than initially estimated. At first, scientists thought the core might be about 20 kilometers wide. Then that estimate was reduced to 11 kilometers. But now, new data suggests the core could be as large as 46 kilometers across. That's significant, though not as large as the biggest comets we've observed in our own solar system, whose cores can exceed 100 kilometers. So what does this all mean? It could indicate that 3I Atlas isn't just a simple chunk of rock or ice. It could be an object with a highly unique internal structure, and possibly one that doesn't conform to the norms we've come to expect from interstellar objects. One of the most baffling discoveries came from the Very Large Telescope in Chile, where astronomers found nickel in the coma of 3I Atlas, but no iron. This is incredibly strange because iron and nickel are typically found together in space. When a star explodes in a supernova, it releases iron and nickel into space, where they eventually combine in celestial objects. For scientists, this is a mystery. Normally, in asteroids, moons, and even planets, you'll find iron and nickel together because they are both abundant heavy metals. But in 3I Atlas, only nickel was detected, suggesting that something might have separated these two metals before the object's journey through space. Some researchers believe that this could be evidence of artificial construction, where nickel was intentionally separated from iron, possibly in an industrial process. While this remains speculative, it adds yet another layer to the growing mystery surrounding 3I Atlas. The discovery of nickel without iron has led to theories that 3I Atlas might not be a natural object at all. Could this be the first evidence of an alien craft? Some have even speculated that 3I Atlas could be a probe sent by an advanced civilization. The fact that it's adjusting its course, using gas pulses to alter its trajectory, makes it seem more like a spacecraft than a comet. This behavior is unlike anything seen before in natural objects, and it has sparked intense debate within the scientific community. As we approach the final days of observation, the tension is building. By October 29, 2025, 3I Atlas will have completed its closest pass to the Sun. The scientific community is on edge, awaiting any final clues that could unlock the mystery of its true nature. Will the data gathered by the Mars Express and ExoMars Trace Gas Orbiter provide the missing pieces of the puzzle? Or will 3I Atlas vanish behind the Sun, leaving us with more questions than answers? After it passes out of view, 3I Atlas will continue on its journey, but it will never be the same. The mystery of whether this object is an alien probe, a spacecraft, or just an extraordinarily strange comet will linger. As it passes through the solar system, we are left to wonder, could this be the first evidence of intelligent life from another star system? As we continue to study 3I Atlas, one thing is clear. This object could change everything we know about life in the universe. If it turns out to be a spacecraft or even a biological entity, It would be the most profound discovery humanity has ever made. It would be the moment we can no longer deny that we are not alone in the universe. For now, we wait. And as we do, the implications of 3I Atlas are impossible to ignore. Whether it's a simple space rock or something far more extraordinary, its presence forces us to rethink everything about our place in the cosmos. As we continue to track 3I Atlas, we must ask ourselves, is this just the beginning? Could there be more interstellar visitors coming our way? The discovery of Oumuamua, Borisov, and now 3I Atlas suggests that the universe is far more mysterious than we ever imagined. We may not have all the answers yet, but as more data comes in, we will get closer to understanding this enigmatic visitor. As the mystery of 3I Atlas continues to unfold, we will keep our eyes on the skies. The answers may be just beyond our reach, but one thing is certain, this story is far from over. What do you think is really happening with 3I Atlas? Could it be a probe from an advanced alien civilization, or is it just another strange object from deep space? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the mystery of 3I Atlas, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on this fascinating story. Your thoughts and questions help keep the conversation going, so comment below and let's explore this mystery together.